There are fighter jets built to fly faster than sound. Others are designed to disappear from radar. But this aircraft was built for something very different: to fly low, to stay close to the soldiers below, and to take a hit and keep flying. This is the A-10 Thunderbolt II, but almost everyone knows it by another name, the Warthog, and its story begins not with an airplane, but with a problem. During the Cold War, NATO faced the possibility of a massive armored war in Europe. Thousands of Soviet tanks and armored vehicles could potentially move west across the battlefield. The United States needed an aircraft capable of staying close to friendly troops, finding enemy armor, attacking it accurately, and surviving long enough to come back and do it again. The answer would become one of the strangest-looking combat aircraft ever built. The A-10 was not designed to be elegant. It wasn't designed to break speed records, and it certainly wasn't designed to win beauty contests. Everything about the aircraft had a purpose. Its large, straight wings gave it excellent control at low speeds and low altitude. Its wide landing gear and short takeoff capability allowed it to operate from relatively austere airfields closer to the battlefield. And its two General Electric TF-34 turbofan engines were mounted high and far apart on the rear fuselage. The result was an aircraft designed around the brutal reality of close air support. And then there was the gun, the GAU-8A Avenger, a 7-barrel, 30mm Gatling cannon sitting directly along the center line of the aircraft. The weapon became so closely associated with the A-10 that the two are almost impossible to imagine separately. The GAU-8 can fire thousands of rounds per minute, and it was designed to attack armored vehicles and other ground targets. The A-10 could also carry up to 16,000 pounds of external ordnance, including bombs, rockets, and AGM-65 Maverick missiles. But destroying the target was only half the challenge. The A-10 also had to survive getting close enough to attack it. So its designers prepared the aircraft to take punishment. The pilot sits inside a protective structure made from titanium armor. Important flight systems were given redundancy. The aircraft was designed so that damage to one system would not necessarily mean losing the entire airplane. Even some major components were made interchangeable between the left and right sides, helping crews maintain damaged aircraft from forward locations. According to the US Air Force, the A-10 was designed to survive direct hits from armor-piercing and high-explosive projectiles up to 23 millimeters. That ability would eventually become part of the Warthog's legend. But for years, the aircraft waited for the kind of war it had been designed to fight. Then came 1991, Operation Desert Storm. For the first time, the A-10 went into a major war. Across the deserts of Iraq and Kuwait, Warthogs flew against tanks, armored vehicles, artillery, and other ground targets. They could remain near the battlefield, search for targets, and respond to troops who needed support. And the numbers were remarkable. During the Gulf War, A-10s flew approximately 8,100 sorties and maintained a mission-capable rate of 95.7%. They also launched about 90% of the AGM-65 Maverick missiles fired during the campaign. The aircraft that had been designed for a possible armored war in Europe had proven itself in the desert, and that could have been the defining chapter of its career. Instead, it was only the beginning. The Cold War ended. The battlefield changed, but the A-10 stayed. It went on to participate in operations over the Balkans, then Afghanistan, then Iraq again. And the mission slowly became about much more than destroying tanks. For soldiers fighting on the ground, close air support could mean an aircraft remaining nearby, watching the battlefield and responding when friendly forces suddenly found themselves under attack. This was where many of the A-10's original characteristics still mattered. It could fly relatively slowly. It could loiter near the battlefield. Its bubble canopy gave the pilot excellent visibility. And it could carry a wide variety of weapons for very different targets. The Warthog had been designed for one version of war, but it was adapting to another. And the aircraft itself was changing too. The original A-10A was largely a product of the 1970s. The A-10C brought the Warthog into the digital age. The precision engagement upgrade added modern cockpit displays, digital stores management, GPS-guided weapons, advanced targeting pod integration, and battlefield data link capabilities. The upgraded A-10C reached initial operational capability in September 2007. Now, an aircraft designed decades earlier could find targets using modern sensors and attack them with precision-guided weapons. The outside still looked unmistakably like the old Warthog. Inside, it had become a very different machine. But none of those upgrades could remove the fundamental question surrounding the A-10. Does an aircraft designed to fly close to the battlefield still belong in modern high-intensity warfare? Air defense systems became more sophisticated. Long-range missiles, modern radars, and increasingly integrated air defense networks made low-altitude operations against a well-equipped opponent far more dangerous. And the US Air Force repeatedly considered retiring the A-10. The argument was not simply about whether the Warthog was good at close air support. It was about whether maintaining a specialized aircraft made sense when newer platforms could perform multiple missions. Supporters pointed to the A-10's loiter time, ruggedness, weapons capacity, and the specialized experience of its close air support community. Critics pointed toward survivability against modern defenses, fleet age, and the cost of maintaining a dedicated platform. The debate became so significant that the U.S. Government Accountability Office examined the consequences of A-10 divestment, noting that retiring the aircraft could reduce close air support capacity and create capability gaps that would need to be addressed by other platforms. And perhaps that debate tells us something important about the A-10, because the Warthog was never supposed to be the perfect aircraft for every mission. It was designed to do something very specific. Stay close to the battlefield, carry a lot of weapons, give the pilot a clear view of what was happening below, operate from bases near the front, absorb damage, and, when troops on the ground needed help, be there. That philosophy produced an aircraft unlike almost anything else in American service. Its engines look oversized. Its wings look almost old-fashioned. Its landing gear partially remains exposed even when retracted. And its enormous cannon seems almost too large for the aircraft carrying it. Yet those strange characteristics are exactly what made the A-10 recognizable. More than half a century after the program that created it began, the Warthog remains one of the most instantly identifiable military aircraft ever built. Not because it was the fastest, not because it was the most advanced, and not because it was invulnerable, but because it was designed around one brutal requirement: go where the fighting is. Stay there, protect the troops below, and survive long enough to come home. That was the mission. That was the philosophy. And that is why the A-10 Thunderbolt II became a legend.